Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about the Python loops. So there are two types of loops. First is for loop and next one is while loop. So first I am going to tell you about for loop. Now first question comes in mind that why we need these loops. So answer is when we have a list or we want to iterate something from list, then we need these loops. So first I am going to tell you about for loop. So for that we need a list. So I'm going to create a list by names equals to, and I'm creating the list as try to catch, and as you know I am Marvel fan, so I'm going to give another string by Tony Stark, then Steve Rogers, then Agent Barton, then I'm going to give Natasha. Then my favorite one is Jarvis. Sorry, Jarvis. Yeah, like this. Now I'm going to use for loop. So for name in names and this. So what is going on here? So every time when my loop is running, then it will take each index from names to name and it will go in the for loop. So I'm going to remove this pass and I'm going to use print name. So it will print all the names from the name variable taking into name and then comes in the for loop. So I'm going to run it like this. So it is printing one by one. Try to catch Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Agent Barton, Natasha, and then last is Jarvis. So it is iterating the list. Now I am going to tell you about while loop. So syntax for while loop is like this, and here you can print the things. Now in while loop, let's see. I am declaring a variable index sorry index equals to 0. So till index is less than length of names list, then it will print the names each index. So I'm going to give index, enter index plus 0, sorry, plus equals to 1. Now let's see, I'm commenting this for loop and let's run this code. So this is also the same one. So I'll do one thing. I'm just printing one line here so that we can have the differences between the both the loops. Uh, for loop is running, so like this, and I'm going to copy this line and pasting it in while loop. So while, yeah. So when we run both the things, let's see. Okay, so it's supposed to be here. So like this, and I'm removing this and printing here. Yeah, so like this. Now our output will be fine. So like this. Uh, yeah. So while running the for loop, it is giving try catch and tell Jarvis, and from while loop it is also giving from try catch to Jarvis. So there is no difference between both the loops. But now the question is, when we don't have any difference in the output by using both the loops, then what is the purpose having two loops? Why should we don't have only one loop for or while loop? So this question is also important from the interview prospects also. So friends, when you know the occurrence and the size of the loop, you need to use for loop. And if you don't know the size of the loop, then you need to use while loop. So let me show you by implementing them. So now I'm going to give here a range from 1 to 4 and updating it as index. Now I'm going to use list here and giving index. So saving it and running it. Let's see. So here we are getting from Tony Stark till Agent Barton. So it is showing that if you know the size of the iteration, then you can use for loop. But let me show you by using this in while loop. Like if we want from 1 to 4, so I'm pasting it here and I'm running it. So it will give you an error. So this is the error. So less than operator not supported between instance of int and range. So this is the problem. So I am just doing Control Z. Yes, it is fine now. So this is the difference. So in while loop, we haven't give any size of the loop, but here we can give size or iteration size of the loop. So this is the difference between for and while loop. When we don't know the size of the iteration, then we can use while or we can use for loop also. But if we use the size, then we should use for loop. Now I am going to tell you about control statements. There are two types of statements. First is break and second one is continue. Break is used to exit or break a loop when your specific condition is matches, whereas continue is used to skip the execution of current block and return to the loop if the given condition is true. So I am going to comment this code. Now, as I said, we need to use some condition. So I'm going to give, okay, first I'm going to replace this as normal as earlier. So names and name, and here also I'm removing these strings. Yeah. So if name equals to, let me give Steve Rogers, then it will break from the loop. Now I'm going to run this code. Let's see what is happening. Yes. So for loop is running. We have tried to catch and Tony Stark. When it comes to second index, then it will break and stop the execution of the loop and exit it from the loop. But now let's use continue statement. Yeah, and I'm running it. So this is the thing. Now we have more names like Try to Catch, Tony Stark, Agent Barton, Natasha and Jarvis, but not the Steve Rogers. It means, as I said, the continue statement skip the code when your condition is satisfied. So friends, in this video we have learned about the loops and their control statements. I hope you like it. If yes, please hit like button. If you have any other query, you can comment below and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.